Well, I was little and I was very shy, so it kind of worried me for a while. I couldn't figure it out, why the tourists was coming. I couldn't figure out why they were interested in the rocks. And then they finally said, hey, you've really got something here, and be proud of it. But with the tourists coming, and then always say, well, haven't you been anywhere? And of course I haven't. We just stayed here on the ranch all the time. But my mother and dad would go for groceries all the time, but Glenn and I would take off and we'd go up to the hills and watch the people talk about the tourists and listen to them on their stories, because everybody's got a different story. Everybody will come up, oh, this is what this means, this is what this means. But it tells, from the very start, it tells a whole story about their lives. And I learned this from the Shoshone, Wyoming Indians. T.G. Alexander was my grandpa, and he had the ranch, and there was 5 different people on the ranch. And then my mother and dad got married in the 30s, and they bought it from them. So they've had the ranch since the 1930s, and in the McConkie Ranch. I was a mean little rascal, and my brother Glenn and I, we enjoyed going out, and we had to get our chores done every time before we got anything done. And then we'd go climbing up the hills. Whenever they sneak out and go downtown, we'd run up the hills, and that's when we found, my mother discovered the petroglyphs and stuff. We kept saying there was painting on the walls. My parents didn't know about it until we decided to go up there and show them, and that we weren't lying, that there really was pictures on the wall. The photographers and people started saying how interesting it was. That's why, and then my mother started saying, oh, they can come anytime they want. And so we've had tourists all our lives come up. I'll have to tell you a story. My dad told me he lost 5 cows. And up here on the hills, there's only certain places that you can get your horse. So he said, when you get on the horse and go find those cows. Well, I went all over, and that's how come I found this military trail. It's over the hill. Instead of bringing horns that day, behind my saddle I brought a bunch of bullets, and that's why we've got a lot of the artifacts here for the military trail. You can feel, when you're out there hiking, you can feel the freedom of everything, and then you just forget about your worries and everything. Because I was very shy when I was young, and I wouldn't talk to people. And I think a lot of it's come back to me that I needed to talk to people and tell people that I enjoy here on the ranch. We have people from all over the world. Like I say, a lot of people, I can't understand them and they can't understand me, but yet if you use gestures and point a lot of them, because up here when they got a different language, all you do is show them the trails. But it's really interesting to hear what they have to say, and we either shake a hand or we hug each other, even though we don't know each other. But most of the time they're friendly and they want to know about you and you want to know about them. So a lot of people from Egypt, all over the world would come out here, and that's how I've learned to get along with people, get along with all kinds of nationalities.